Morning, everybody. Oh, wow. I normally don't come on a Saturday and talk, but because of what's going on and what's happening, um, okay. I used to be an artist. I could draw. I can't anymore. I've lost my abilities in my hands. This hand, I don't know if you ever noticed the way I hold it. It's got that beautiful thing called rheumatoid arthritis. I had rheumatic fever as a child, so just a matter of time. But that's okay. We get through it. We love our pain. Okay. The reason why I've done this is got my little sign up again. This is for Rosicrucians. Yeah, this is what you get for what you did to my work. This is the Rosicrucian bridge. This is the Rosicrucian bridge I wrote back. Way back when. In fact, I do have the timelines. We did, where did we go through and do timelines? Yes, today was the day I was to show you guys my book. King Thoth came to me last night, and now he woke me up and kept me up, because, okay, I just gonna say this straight up right now. We're avatars, okay? I've said this over and over. We are avatars. And as avatars, there is a being. This is the quantum entanglement right here. So you're on Earth doing things, thinking that this is all there is. And there's not. You're just an avatar. How you forgot that much, I don't know. There is a being. I call them higher selves, higher being. That is you. Potentially could be a divine, could be an angel, could be anybody. Anywhere in any one of the universes, okay? Or any one of the galaxies. We have 9. I gotta go put a galaxy up. Milky Way is missing on my website. I don't know why I did that, but I'm human. So what we have is, last night, higher selves, all of y'all are like, you need to make a video about us. Okay, so I am now. Your higher self, how do I put this? So have you ever been in a position, either as an older child or you're over somebody at work and they don't get something done, or you get punished for something you didn't do, but because you were over them, you're responsible? As those beautiful videos from those guys that show women how, when they do stupid things. There it is. I don't know how else to say it, but your higher self is being punished for your idiotic ideas. But the thing is, you don't know the truth. Okay? So this is the Rosicrucian. This is the truth. You have the source of creation. It touches all. Okay? But even with the source of creation, he himself is, I see it. He was telling me that I was going to be drawing with you guys on this, and I was like, no, I don't want to do that. You can't argue. Okay, so yeah, so this goes down to here, and these all touch. So, of course, he touches everything and everybody, okay? But there is a kind of a hierarchy, but not in a hierarchy like we've made it up here on this planet. Everything's semi-equal there. The only difference is densities. 21 levels of densities. Now with the Rosicrucian bridge, this holds the 1, the 17, the 9, the 13, the 7, the 21. Because here how this works, okay? So you have the source. Then we have 17 universes in our universal cluster. This is another quantum entanglement. Okay, so first quantum entanglement is the one where we are avatars. Okay? That's our existence quantum entanglement. Then we have creation quantum entanglement, where the 17 universes in our cluster are the are the 17 dimensions that make up the continuum. Meaning, matter holds all 21 densities. Instinct holds all 21 densities. Emotions hold all 21 densities. I realize I don't have the planets with these densities. Where do I have my densities? Okay, here they are. I got the densities here. So the densities here, as they were coming down, no, I don't have the planets matched with it. Where's the one that I did do that? There's so much that comes down the line. So much. Here they are. Here they are. So, like, matter is Earth. Yeah. This is my download book. So matter is Earth. Instinct is Maki Maki. Emotion is Haume. And then we've also got the 13 zodiacs, ether. Is this the fixed? Yeah, this is the fixed one. Okay, in the astral realm. So because there's 17, there's only 13 planets. Of course, there's more that are involved. And then the sun with divine alignment, or the moon with unity. So what this means is time mechanics. We talked about this with Mars. Okay, so Mars, time mechanics is in the 17th dimension. Okay, well, in this dimension, as we are real here like this to us, they're real there on Mars. And here's the thing, is energetically our rover is wreaking havoc upon these beings who are upset right now. And they come to me. Not much I can do, but I can put it out there. Y'all need to stop. Leave these planets alone. Leave the moon alone. Leave the atmospheres alone. They're not yours to mess with. Okay. So let's get back to the... Wait, was it that way or that way? It was this way, wasn't it? So the Rosicrucian. So we're back at the Rosicrucian bridge. So we have the 17 dimensions that make up the 17... That makes up matter. That makes everything up. Our 17 DNA. So everything that they're doing in those dimensions are affecting our body. So now, understand this quantum entanglement. When you do something that is against your avatar, your body will end up suffering, because that's how this works. If your avatar, let's say, you're a Karen. We're just going to take that for instance. And you keep tripping out on people because you have no freaking love at all. I don't think you love yourself. That's our problem. So every time, because Karen is obviously here on this planet because she needs to deal with her emotions. She needs to deal with what's going on. So Karen needs to become more loving and not be tripping out on people and understand their position. But every time Karen lashes out, the planet Haume suffers the energy. This is how the quantum entanglement works. Quantum entanglement is just laugh. It's just how it goes. It's just where it is. People keep talking about how old we are, and they keep coming up with all this carbon dating bullshit about how that we're at 100 millions of years. No. The Sati Yuga is not 1,728,000 years either. It's not how these things work. But anyways, let's get through the Rosicrucian bridge, and then I'll get to that. They have a lot for me to say. So we have then the galactic cluster. Now that's the 9 galaxies. That's where the Sati Yuga cycles did happen. Therefore, everybody knows that there has been more than one cycle in their soul's life. However, on this planet, Slav. No. Okay? I got dates here. So, Thoth is born on 0000. Okay, so his 1 year birthday is 0001. Okay, it's your 1. No being was incarnated, and the Atlanteans that walked down the spiral, they were 19 to 23 feet tall. Okay, so they're not giants, though. Giants were a couple hundred feet, really. Then you've got me, C-Shot, born 5000, which March 21st will be 42,200, the beginning of the new Sakti Yuga, which means any child born after that date will be born with more recollection than ever before. That's why these videos are being made now before they're born, to prepare you. That's why I started this in 2025. Before the children come out and you guys start tripping fucking balls when they don't take crap. Coming back with memory, and they're divines. And they're going to straighten things out, I promise you. So that's 40,174 BCE. Then C-Shot's birthday, or when I'm born, was 35,174. Atlantis ends at 16,880, which if you take the 1,728 divided by 102.37, you will get 16,880. 16,880 is when the elevators went down, took everybody that couldn't stay at this density, that were too light for this. They went down into, that's why Atlantis, that's why inner Earth is different, because those beings are of a lighter density. We're getting there. We're getting to a point where they can come to the surface, because the surface is preparing for that. Then we've got, I go rainbow. Well, actually, I go golden, because I was studying in the golden pyramids. I go golden. I go and I live in the 16 dimensions the rest of the time, because unlike y'all, I am from Andromeda, but I didn't come as a light being through Lemuria. I came as duty to my Mother Earth as a comet many years before. I've been on the Earth longer than anybody else as an avatar, or the being behind my avatar, not my avatar. My avatar has no bearing on any of this. I have to go through the same exact thing. I have to live humbly. I have to live in poverty. We're not allowed. Anything more I have, I share. I share with everybody freely. I never ask anything from anybody, and I do give stuff away free all the time. I do that. And that was 11,973 BCE. I went golden right after we finished getting all of the pyramids online to keep the vibration up. They thought it was going to work. Nobody ever thought they would put a dead body in them. Okay. So not only did we offend the energy situation with them by putting dead bodies in, they put a tombed dead body. You do not entomb bodies. Everybody needs to run out, rip everybody out of these caskets, dump those bodies out, and let the earth have that body back. How dare you keep those beings from Earth? I don't want to get upset. We want to keep moving. So we've got that. Then Trete Yuga happens at 29,540, which is 10,634 BCE, which is what they call the Younger Dryas. I don't understand that shit. What happened during that time is not what they're saying. They're saying something about floods. No, floods happened at the end of Sati. At the end of Treta, you have things drying up. This is where we lose our green, or not us, but my family loses their green Egypt, and North Africa goes dry. That used to be a rainforest. So I don't know. It says Younger Dryas. I was thinking that'd be the dry period, but somebody told me it was. I don't understand. All right. Y'all confuse me with your words, but all I can tell you is what they tell me happened. Then we've got the Dvarpa, which is 37,980, which is, okay, so I guess everybody calls them yugas. I call them the spring, the summer, the fall, the winter, and we're about to get back into spring. That's how I see it, as that. But I guess yugas come from, where they come from? Arcturian. And all 8. My bad. I'm not a technical person. I'm a spiritual, and I'm always in touch with other things, so I have a hard time with grasping knowledge of a planet, period. Then we had, so the Dwarpa, that is 2194 BCE, and I'm hearing something about an old kingdom crashing. So yeah, power split, that's where, if you really want to really talk about how things went. So in the Sati Yuga, we had full recollection. When the spring came and we split, that's when Pandora's boxes opened and we started losing our recall, complete recall. And then when the Treta Yuga comes, we're losing more of the recall. And then when the Dwapara ends and we go into Kali, complete. This way we could earn our way back to. This is all about earning. We're supposed to prove to them that we can deny materialism. And I'm going to tell you right now, shopping is an addiction that even I have to fight. Every time I want something, I think, okay, this is duty. Do I need it? No, shit, I'm not allowed it. Ugh. And yeah, and it's nasty because we're so used to getting whatever we want, whenever we want. And, you know, for years and years and years, you just getting by. And now I've got to deny. And it's, yeah, we get through this. So at 2194 BCE, that's when we have the big fall. And then 42,200 is 2026. So from there, let's go back to here. So we have the timeline, and you understand that the Divan Shigarita is the gatekeeper of the 17 dimensions, which the reason why I know her and is why I can bring this information to you today is because I'll be the first one to leave this universal cluster, because that's all I've been working on all of my lives, and I've only incarnated twice onto this planet. And I guess you would say, had a interview with Divan Shigarita. That's why I know about her, and had to come change all my stuff from the 12 to the 15. And then we've got the galactic cluster. We've been talking about that, the 9 galaxies. The Stella Gateway, and that's Divan Shiga. The Stella Gateway. Now, everybody should know the Divan Shiga. You knew the Divan Shiga to come to Earth as a star being. The only ones that won't know the Divan Shiga are the ones that are terrestrial. I will not call them reptilian. They're not reptilian. They're terrestrial. Reptiles are on the crust. They're very beautiful lizards and very beautiful. Can you stop being idiots? Oh. Then we've got the Stella Gateway, the gatekeeper, Divan Sharita. Woo! That one, she's over all 13 planets. So as you go into the continuum, of course, you know her. You deal with her when you die. Now, Divine Pymander, the sun. Now here, let me get prepared for this one. Now we talk about what my father woke me up last night about, and that is false gods. Here's the list of if you are a false god or following a false god. If you give to a church, you're giving to a false god. if you believe in any one being as being dominant over any other being, you're wrong. King Thoth, who is the king of existence, does not get praised. So, let me explain this to you. Because all gods are false gods. That's why I can say God damn it and not think, because it's a false bullshit thing. It's a crap thing. I am literally putting a bullshit word that lands on the ground. It has no actual meaning. God has no meaning. None. Okay? This is how it works. The divine Pymander is our sun. Sun worship is true. It's not about worshiping the sun. It's about praising the sun. Any and all positive things that ever happen need to be thanking the sun. You give your praise to the sun. Now, I go through and I thank all these in my prayer, but I also spend time outside thanking the sun for giving us life, for giving us energy, for giving us everything it gives us. There's the thanks for that. You don't thank the sun for your food, though, okay? So you thank the sun for that. Then when you have negative energy in you and you need it to be gone, you vibrate it into the earth and ground yourself, and you hand it over to Thoth. Because he's the scribe. He can take that energy, love it, and send it back out in love. This is how it works. When you go to eat something, if it is anything to do with an animal, you thank the animal, you cherish the animal. We're not supposed to eat animals. We're supposed to cherish what they give us. Chickens give us eggs. Cows give us milk. Why the fuck did you eat them? Ah, okay, beans. Beans are bad. No, they're not the other protein. They're bad. They bring your vibration down. Pythagoras wasn't fucking kidding. Oh God, he's up my ass about this. So let's talk about Pythagoras. Pythagoras, it's your time to shine. Pythagoras wants you to know, beans, the lectin, it does break your blood down. It does make you slow shoot, and it does give you inflammation. It helps them to control you. Meat causes inflammation. It helps them to control you. The bullshit tactic of one set of numbers of this much protein that's for every human being is bullshit. Every being is a different density. Every being can eat different foods. I can't eat anything on this planet unless I know that the cow's been cherished, and everything I right now ingest is basically yogurt and whey. And vitamins, everything I know is being sustainably, it's being packaged and grown and by loving people that enjoy their job, that are done correctly. It's just, that's what makes the energy, because everything's made up of energy. The physicality and the biology is only fucking 10% of the goddamn picture. So we have the 7 principles here. The sun, Pymander, he's over the 7 principles. The 7 principles go along with the 7 days. This is his 7. Divine Pymander is about the 7. Technically, we should have 6 hours. We should work 6 days a week, 6 hours. Then we're supposed to give freely of ourselves 6 hours a day to the community and do for others for 6 hours. Then we do 6 hours we tend to ourselves and our farms. Then it's 1 hour for a bed routine, 8 hours of sleep, and then 3 hours in the morning to tend to home and farm. This is the way it's supposed to be. Each day, Sunday, light, sun, it's the beginning, it's orange, it's mentalism, thought, Lord of Death. This is the day that thought has 7 sense beings. Those 7 sense beings matter. And the Lord of Death, he drops the veil on that day. So that's the day you listen to your higher self. This is the day that you plan your week out. This is the day you listen. You pay attention to what your higher self wants. And you pay attention to the angels, what needs to be done for the earth. You pay attention to your body, what needs to be done for your body. And then you move forward. And then Monday is correspondence, intuition. Monday, it's about your blood with the water undines. It's blue, Lord of Magic. So that's the day that, you want to get with people and make deals. Tuesday, East, is dragon, ether, violet, gender, sight. So if it's dragon, ether, that's your nervous system, which means you don't want to do anything hectic on that day because you want to make sure you be grounding that day because, your nervous system is the one that's going to be vulnerable that day. And then sight's got 7 beings themselves. Center Wednesday, the same thing. Earth gnome, that's your bones. That polarity, taste. This is the day that you start making decisions yourself. You shouldn't make decisions on any other day besides Wednesday. But here's the kicker. It's the 4th, the 11th, the 18th, and the 21st of each of the 13 months. And they don't do that, the Gregorian calendar. So they controlled you by screwing up the Gregorian calendar. They lied about all history completely. The inner beings used to come up when things were better. But 1840, no. No. I will say this. The giants that we're getting are the children of the inner earth beings that stayed behind when the inner earthlings went back in. So they became us. They're not divine. That's why they end up in the circus, because they're lost. They're not accepted anywhere because their families were shunned by society. And that took many years because there's kings and queens that used these people. That's why these buildings were built so big, and they don't talk about them. They don't have them in the stories because these giants were benevolent beings, and therefore they always gave freely of the heart. That way they were always used. So if somebody said, hey, come help my circus out, they came with love for the circus. They had no idea you were laughing at them. And shame on every one of you that do. And I grew up next to the circus, by the way. I grew up around Gibsonton. I've met giants. I've been waited on by the bearded lady. The fish camp in Gibsonton was owned by a lobster man. I mean, they were the kindest, gentlest people, too. All they wanted to do was make money so they could survive. That's really all they wanted to do. And nobody would ever give them a job or look at them straight because they weren't normal. Because our DNA makes up a lot. A lot. And we shouldn't laugh at any of them. But the next few generations, you're just going to find out what a lot means. I'm going to tell you. Don't be freaking out at what's born. It's divine. And you better treat them right. Because then you'll have the divine to deal with. So to understand how everything works, you've got the source, you've got the 17, the 9, the 13, the 7. You have to fully understand these numbers because everything's about these numbers. And then you come down to the 9 lords. Well, the 9 lords, they work on the star way above you, the soul way within you, and then King Thoth is the soul starway keeper, and it all comes back around. This is how this works. And yes, King Thoth has a direct line to Source, because Source, remember I keep telling you, he came from outside our galactic cluster to save. That's how that works. We have the 7 days and the 7 principles. And I have on my website, I have created I have taken one of these and I've gone through and I put the Gregorian calendar date on it. It's a 13-month calendar you can print out, but I've got the Gregorian dates on it. And what it comes down to is because the 21st is a Sunday. Okay? So that means, or the 21st is a Saturday. So that means that should be a Sunday. Okay? So if Saturday is our Sunday, then we know every Friday after 321 will become Sabbath, which means if you can't, I know you can't take the day off, but what you can do is acknowledge that day as Sabbath and tell him that you know that this is the day you're supposed to rest and that you'll dedicate it to the day you do have off. And that day needs to be dedicated to you, only you. So you can listen to yourself so we can get better and grow out of this. So what happens is we have all of this. The 1, the 3, the 5, the 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, 21, and 49. All of these make up all of the quantum entanglements that in all the connections that we have. The Rosicrucian is the line of energy directly from all straight through our body to Thoth. That's why anything negative, we vibrate it down to him. Anything positive, we send it up the line. I thank them all for my life, death, and birth because they need that thanks, and everybody needs that gratitude for the position that they're in for what they do. If you are thanking God for your meal, what the fuck? God's gonna look at you and go, no, God doesn't exist. But all the divines are gonna go, who the fuck are you talking to? What do you mean? No, we didn't do it. We're not. Like, I'm like tripping out because people are using the word Atlantis, and they've got Atlantis crap, and they're telling you and they're selling stuff. No, they ask for money, monetize. The reason why you don't monetize is because money is not what this is about. This is about love. This is about giving freely of your heart. And it's about not telling people what to do or how to fix it. Nobody's sending you gifts. Nobody's doing anything. If anything, I'm bracing for impact on 321 because I'm not sure. But did you hear what I said about those dates? About the yugas? Did you see what I saw? Did you see that? We had the scar open and the things went in. I mean, it was devastating. Some did die who didn't believe it because they started forgetting. I mean, that happens. But they were meant to. It was in their contract. What was the other one? The Dryas. And then you've got the Old Kingdom fall. I mean, if you can imagine Trump ending without trauma, that would be beautiful. I would love to see it. I just don't. So all of this, all of them, they come through. They tell me the kingdom. Like, I didn't even know about the kingdoms till just the other day. We had 5 kingdoms. This Plantea, Animalia. Didn't even know about them. But now, not only do I know them, I know intimately about these people. All beings, yeah, there they are. All beings, I hate doing this. The beings who took on fame, let's just say that, whether it's actor or whatever it is, reality TVs, shows, what anybody who shows their face on broadcast TV, and my heart's breaking to say this because I don't want to say that. I liked Walter Cronkite. Okay. Oh, okay. So all beings on broadcast TV ever were working for the evil side to help you. There is no such thing as a good millionaire. There's no such thing as a good billionaire. In fact, if you make more than $250,000 a year and you're not living humbly and giving what beyond what the minimum wage makes, if you're not giving it back to your community, you're wrong. I can't comprehend. I've always lived in poverty because I've always known that money is not important. It's not what it's about. I understand it needs to pay bills and such, but it's kind of hard in my brain to understand why we're being forced to pay to live. That's bullshit. Earth gave shit free to you and you went and took it, hoarded it up, and now you're fucking charging us? What the, in what fucking world? And now you're going to tell us we have to work? No. So when you do all this and you're sitting here trying to control everybody, what do you think's going to happen? It's going to end. But it's going to end because people are going to wake up and see reality. And you're going to notice that malls should be outlawed. Stuff should not be that easy to get. Don't you see that how that rots you? Stop spending money. Just stop. Only buy what you absolutely fucking need for the next week. Do this. Go through the next week. Don't spend any money. Instead, put your energy into you, in your family, in your house, and do productive stuff. And find out that you start feeling better. I'll promise you, you don't need all those drugs to have a psychedelic trip. My gosh, I swear I feel like I have them every single time I have a download and they start bringing things in. I don't know. I've never done a psychedelic trip, so I don't know what it's like. But I do know it's full of color. It's full of vibrant information. And it's stuff that makes me feel like, am I going insane in seeing this? But no. I see things nobody else sees. I see the pattern of the entire world doing this because this is an energy. And the minute people realize it's an energy, you realize going out and protesting is wrong. In fact, the proper protest is stay the fuck home. Get what you need and only what you need. Try to pull out of the groceries by growing your own foods. Figure out how to contain your spending. Because that's them. You're a lemming if you go to the mall. You're a lemming if you go to the Walmart. You're a lemming if you go to Target. You're a lemming. If you go to Costco and fill your fucking cart full of shit you don't need, you're a lemming. They want your lemmings. Because when the split happens, they need people that are going to wait on them. And as long as you continue to call them gods, you do. You guys treat Trump like a fucking god. How disgusting is that? How do you not see the evil ways of these people? How do you not understand? There's no such thing as a good politician with eminent domain and people homeless and them not putting them in homes right fucking now. There's no truth on this planet about love. There's no consistency of kindness that shows you we're all avatars. And your higher selves are pissed. Like, really pissed. If there is I'm not a guru, I'm not a shaman, I'm not claiming to be anything but a benevolent, humble servant, a simple human trying to survive on this planet with all the pains and struggles, more so than anybody else, to show you that if I can go through this and say, I love them, I love you, I love them all, I can not stand anything they do, they're fucking idiots, whatever, but you could still love the core of them. Because if we force ourselves to stay out of the negative, the only way out of the negative is pure love. Love for yourself. Love to deny negative thoughts. Let them do what they need to do. Whoever dies, that contract's up. The lessons to be learned. Let us learn the lesson. Let these deaths not go by in vain. Go dig up all the bodies. Get them out of the caskets. Let the earth have back the bodies. Stop pumping them full of stuff. That's just a money trail. All this is about getting money out of you at death. What the fuck? It's like they want to make sure you don't leave anything for your kids so they can control your kids. This is how that works. Don't allow it. Stop it. Look up pods. You can plant the bodies in a pot. Plant a tree over it. That's the most fantastic thing. To give the bones back to the tree, that's sacred. That's sacred. Bury me, plant a tree, and know that that's sacred. That's replenishment. I am fertilizer for a tree. Give my body back to this earth. Wake up. Thoth is pissed. He is so fucking tired of these assholes out here turning around. Yeah. To all of you that are channeling and claiming that he's sending you gifts. No! It does not work that way. You have to prove yourself to them. Wake up. Love your family. Love yourself. Love your home. Love your car. Love your books. Love your pen. Love your nails, no matter how short they are, no matter how long they are. Just love. Messed up nail polish, who cares? No vanity. If you put on makeup, that's vanity. You're harming your soul. You're dropping your vibration. If you are doing plastic surgery, you're selling your soul and you're tearing up your body, and Lord knows, you are ticking off the higher selves because they are more than pissed off about that. Tattoos are absolutely natural. That is absolutely to dye our skin and leave marks of who we are. That's part of us. But cutting our bodies up, no. No. If we did right by us, if we did right by our higher self, we'd never get sick. And it's more than just believing you're not going to be sick. It's knowing that you're going to do right by everybody all the time and yourself. Therefore, you'll never get sick. This is how this works. You praise the sun for life. You give the negativity to Thoth with faith that he will absorb it and send us back love. You love yourself. You love everybody around you all the time. You are kind. You are considerate. And then we will be, everybody will sync with us. We will be the metronome. But we have to start it. We have to be the one. We have to always, no matter what anybody does, we can't allow the vibration. That's why I like duty over free will, because when something comes down, I'm not allowed to take it personally because it's my duty to not allow this in my body. See things for what they are. Wake up and know. Only place to look is within. You have to change your house. He said, you bring heaven to earth. He ain't giving it to you. You have to do it. You signed up for this. You told King Thoth you could do this and pull through. You know what? It's time. He's calling your bluff. He's calling your card down. He's saying to you, really? You said you could love no matter what. Look at what I gave you. Are you loving now? And I looked and went, oh, no, I wasn't. I am now. There was a time I didn't. I'm not perfect. I just know that if I didn't turn around, I would have had a way worse situation. I probably would have gotten reformatted had I not been giving this information. That's how this works. I'm cocky, so I could see myself putting it in there. Yeah. Yeah. You know, the princess talking to her daddy, the big king, saying, oh, I could do this. I could do this. Yeah. Oh, man, did I fall on my Facebook? 55, we picked it up. 55. We're the 55th being. I woke up at 55. It's crazy. But that's how it works. Y'all have an absolutely beautiful day. This is your daily dose of love. Please go out, be kind, pay it forward.